Okay, so under UBSA, the ICC position has a requirement which is to maintain a certain grade point average. How confident both of you feel about not only staying on top of your studies, but so that you don't be removed from the position, and to fully take on the position?
Well, for me personally, I'm pretty confident in keeping my grades and GPA up because besides worrying about the org, I also have to keep my GPA up for my major. And so I'm going to work really hard to keep it up, and I believe that I'm going to take the necessary amount of classes in order to keep it up, but not overwork myself because I know my limits.
For me personally, I was involved in sports all year round in high school, and I had AP classes and those kind of courses. So I am used to balancing both, but in terms of college, I feel I can do the same thing. I will have more time. Like in high school, it's 8 hours straight of classes, but in college you have more free time, and in those free time I will do my own work and study when needed.
I have a question actually. So given that ICC position is largely like a more of a networking kind of position because you're working with other schools, which means that you'll be meeting a lot of new people. Can you tell me how comfortable you are around meeting and networking with new people, especially because this is a big part of being an ICC. You're going to meet a lot of people that you don't know from other schools and see them once in a while. So can you tell me how you generally feel about meeting with people?
In the beginning of this year and even this semester, I wasn't that comfortable meeting new people, but as we started having more events and we started going to other schools events like VMAs, I started getting more accustomed to like the feeling of meeting new people and creating new bonds.
As for me, it's the same way. Coming here, I didn't know anyone, but in order to know people, I had to put myself out there, and so I just have to push myself enough because it's required of my position to network, and so I feel that it's important to push myself enough to meet people, make friends, and I just feel that it's necessary to make those type of relations, especially with people that you're going to be working with the whole year.
Cindy,
So, because SCSU is so far away, we're a 2-hour drive distance from Garden Grove, which is where the meetings are held, and that's the center point for all the schools. How are you going to make a presence for SCSU as well as yourself during your term as ICC?
Well, in terms of getting to the meetings, next year I will have a car, but in terms that if we can't make meetings, I think that digital, or not digitally, but like webcamming in to meetings is possible, and also networking with UCSD in order to carpool with them is a good idea too.
I also feel that since there are 2 of us, if one cannot make it, then one should. It is better to have 2 present at the same time or at the meeting, but in the case that one has an emergency and cannot go, we will still have one other representative that will be.
Susan's question actually.
Okay, so my question is, given that San Diego State is the most study school in SoCal, how would you motivate other schools that are definitely more north than as our campus? How would you motivate them, and what strategies can you provide for them to come to our events?
Well, in terms of motivating people to come to our events, I think it starts off with marketing the event extensively. Even before the event starts, I think it's good that we put the idea out there for people to know first, and also maybe a projected or estimated date in order to let people know in advance that we might have this kind of event, and then follow up with the actual event date and time. And then in order to encourage them to come down, I think that it's important for us to establish good connections between not just with other ICCs and CAB, but also for the members as well. And so I think when you have people you know that are going to an event, it's going to make you to want to come to the event so you could see your friends and talk to them again, but also see the event overall.
One way that I think we can create better bonds would be to showing up to the other schools' events, say their GBMs, or if they have this big event, we can go and they will know that SDSU is a part of, they're trying to make their way in UVSA.
Dorian?
So as I'm aware, you guys are going to be co's, correct? Regarding your position as ICC, what advantage does your partner have over you?
What is the question?
Like, regarding your bylaws and everything, what does your partner have an advantage over you, if any? You guys can work together and help out. Yeah, what does she have that
I
you
feel
possibly might not have?
that Jody is more outgoing, and I can learn from her. I'm slowly learning how to be more outgoing and more sociable. And she has marketing, well, she's a marketing major, so that will help, and I can learn stuff from her too.
And in terms of Aileen, like sometimes I can be a little out there, and so she keeps me on track, and she gets me back in the right mindset. And so I think we keep each other in check and balance.
Cindy?
As an ICC, you're the face of UVSA as well as SDSU when it comes to networking with other schools and other people around the country. So with that said, which one are you going to put a priority over? Because you are part of SDSU. If you are IC, you'll be part of UVSA as well. So which one would you promote more? Which one would you stand by?
Could you repeat the question?
So, as an ICC, you're the face of UVSA as well as SDSU. So when it comes to networking events with other regions, so let's say NorCal and Texas, you'll be the face. So when it comes to those events, would you be promoting UVSA or would you be promoting SDSU? Which one would you put first when it comes to just prioritizing things?
I feel that we should put UVSA because we are a part of it. It's not like we're just SDSU's ICCs. We are SDSU's ICCs, but we are a part of a larger group known as UVSA with the other schools. So if we are at events with out of state, we should put UVSA in the priority, but we will also be promoting SDSU.
I think putting UVSA as first priority is also a good idea because we would introduce ourselves that we're from UVSA, but it's good to follow up saying that we're from SDSU because we're all like a united front in a sense. And so I feel that it's important to let others know that we're part of UVSA. But if people are curious, we're also from SDSU.
All right, thank you, ladies.
One last question. Anybody have last question? No? Alright guys. Thank you, Christy.